Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome. We are here on the Wrestling Connection YouTube channel. Thank you very much for joining us, and I am... do I have to introduce myself because it's not my channel? I'm Chris of the Wrestling Connection. You know my voice and this is my face. I'm very sorry about that. These are my predictions. That's what we're going to do in 2021. I've done a bunch of them in 2020 and actually in 2019 as well, but not on this channel. I'm trying to be strict with myself. I'm trying to have all of my wrestling content that I would usually have on my normal channel, which is CM42 TV. All of my predictions and my reviews and match star ratings that we post, that's all me too. All my opinions, completely, I don't want to speak for Glenn or anybody else that's associated with the podcast. They're all my opinions. DVD reviews, Blu-ray reviews, network, special reviews, that sort of thing. I want to keep them all and have like a sort of separate channel here on the Wrestling Connection channel for the podcast, but also with other wrestling videos. So these are my predictions for the first wrestling pay-per-view of 2021, and that is Wrestle Kingdom. Wrestle Kingdom 15. Can't believe we're at 15. And this is for New Japan. The tagline is "Go to New Japan," which is funny because obviously there's no one going to any wrestling shows recently, but in Japan and other different parts of the world that is not here and that is not the US seem to have a grip on things and are able to do things safely. The entire G1 that was in October, 22 shows or something, fans at every show, and it was great. And the respect and the what's the word? The discipline of the fans sitting there with their masks on and only clapping and not shouting and screaming and getting involved because it's dangerous was incredible. 2 nights again. They did the 2-night thing last year. It seemed to work quite well for them, so they're doing 2 nights again in 2021. Night 1 we have Takahashi versus El Fantasma, #1 contenders match for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. I'm going to go with Takahashi. I know Fantasma is a great performer and they like him a lot. They've got a lot of high hopes for him. But Takahashi, after the neck injury, he's coming back strong, man, and there's a good chance that he's not only going to win here, but he's going to beat Ishimori in night 2. Then we have Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. versus Gorillas of Destiny. I'm not a big Gorillas of Destiny fan, if I'm honest. I know they get a lot of high praise and stuff. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's their style of wrestling. I don't know. Maybe it's just they're slower than everybody else, and everybody else in New Japan just goes a million miles an hour. But I am going to go with them to win the titles. I think God, Tama Tonga and Tangaloa win the titles. Then we have Kenta versus Kojima. And what I love about this one, because obviously the whole Moxley situation, how he's like stuck over, you know, and he's not able to perform for New Japan and stuff like that. It's not for the IWGP US Championship, it's for the certificate to challenge, the right to challenge. And it's so New Japan, you know. Singles match for the IWGP United States Championship challenge rights certificate. It's brilliant. Kenta retains, because he's the current certificate holder. I love that. Tanahashi versus Great Okan. Listen, when I was watching the G1 and it was the Ospreay-Okada match, which by the way, Ospreay-Okada at Wrestle Kingdom, are you joking? They had good matches in England and they had good matches in the G1, but the Wrestle Kingdom stuff, man, it's going to be incredible. I can't wait to see it. But anyway, when they had their match in the G1 and then Great Okan debuted or re-debuted, whatever it was, with Ospreay and B. Priestley, I didn't know who he was, I'd never heard of him, and Kevin Kelly, who doesn't get talked about enough as one of the best commentators in the business. And there was a similar incident with Excalibur when the Butcher and the Blade debuted on AEW Dynamite in 2019. Excalibur was just screaming, "It's the Butcher and the Blade! It's the Butcher and the Blade!" And JR was like, "Who the hell is the Butcher and the Blade?" The difference here was Kevin Kelly actually explained who Great Okan was. So even though I had no idea who he was, never seen him before, never even heard his name, I kind of understood that he was, you know, he was overseas, he's now returned, he's a kind of bodyguard type guy and he's here to protect Will Ospreay, it seems. And just the presentation of him too, with the glasses and the suit and stuff. I've only seen one match of his though. I don't know if he was like, I watched like a 6-man tag or something in the final day of the G1, but he didn't look amazing. But I'm sure Tanahashi will get a good match out of him. But it could just be a showcase for Great Okan, a way for Tanahashi not to do too much at Wrestle Kingdom. But I have so much respect for Tanahashi, the fact that he's still going. So Great Okan will win that one. Okada and Ospreay. I think Okada will win because of what happened in the G1. If the G1 match hadn't happened and if Okada won, and then if Okada had beaten Ospreay in the G1, then this would have been Ospreay's time. But I'll tell you something, Ospreay and Okada two of my favourite wrestlers in the world, two of the absolute best wrestlers maybe ever. I might be pushing it, but I guess Okada's at legendary status now. But their matches, every time I've seen them, their match in 2019 in the G1, where it was like Ospreay had all this momentum and it was like he was the junior champion and Okada was the current world champion, and this could be the first time the junior champion ever beats the world champion, and it didn't happen. That was my match of the year of all promotions. Absolutely incredible. 5 stars. What other matches got 5 stars in 2019? Dustin and Cody, and I think there was another one. But my God, Okada Ospreay. So this match is going to be incredible, but Okada's going to win. And then the main event of night one is Naito versus Abushi, and you better believe Abushi's winning this. Has Abushi? What was the status here? Hang on a second. I'm going to click on Abushi's name. I heard Kevin Kelly say he's never won the world title. Yeah, oh no, he hasn't. I mean, if he hasn't won the world title, look at this. Kota Ibushi has never won the IWGP heavyweight title. Because he's always been a junior heavyweight. But how long has he been competing in the main events? Intercontinental champion, junior heavyweight tag team champion, never champion, best of Super Juniors, G1 Climax, New Japan Cup, never the world champion. You best believe Kota Ibushi is beating Naito, because that will set up beautifully the main event of night 2 with Ibushi and Jay White. Speaking of night 2, we have the 4-way King of Pro Wrestling match. I don't really understand this, but listen, it was Toru Yano who won it last year, who I always find entertaining. Suzuki Gun versus 1 or 8. I don't know who 1 or 8 is. It's Taguchi and Wato. Never really thought of them as a team, and they're challenging Suzuki Gun. Suzuki Gun will win here. Shingo Takagi versus Jeff Cobb. This match will be awesome, and it is for the Never Openweight Championship, and I believe Shingo Takagi will retain the title, because Shingo is low-key one of the best wrestlers in the world. Then we have Evo versus Sanada, and when I looked at the card earlier today, I was like, really, they're having a match? Evo and Sanada. It seems like the match they've just been thrown together. Maybe not, maybe I've missed something, but it's the type of match that's just been thrown together. I know Evo was the world champion, but Sanada had that big win in the G1, which led him to the finals. Sanada's got to win that. Then we have Taichi Ishimori versus either Takahashi or El Fantasma, and I reckon, as I said earlier, Takahashi beats Ishimori and wins the junior heavyweight title. And then the main event, it will be Tetsuya Naito or Kota Ibushi versus Jay White. I believe it will be Kota Ibushi, and I believe Kota Ibushi will also beat Jay White and retain the world title after winning it for the first time. That's crazy, isn't it? Crazy. There you go, Wrestle Kingdom. Can't believe it's Wrestle Kingdom time again. Over 2 days. I always, when I finish watching Wrestle Kingdom, I am all wrestled out, but it's usually because it's like an 11 match card in a 1 day. That's 2 cards, 6 matches a piece, or 7 matches a piece, so it's not that bad. It's going to be easier to digest. I'm not the biggest fan of a double night tournament. The way WrestleMania was this year was fine. I don't know how I'd be about WrestleMania being 2 nights every year. But Wrestle Kingdom is kind of like a special occasion, I suppose, so I'm all for it. I'm looking forward to it. It's in a couple of days' time. I hope you enjoy it as well. Let me know your predictions in the comment section. Please check out the brand new episode of The Wrestling Connection. Every single Sunday we drop a new episode, a new one coming out this Sunday, of course. And until then, my name is Chris from The Wrestling Connection podcast and CM42 TV on YouTube, and I'll see you all next time.